Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. There are new plans for XRP, yes indeed. The headline here from Daily Hodl reads, The Ripple Effect. Mercury FX reveals new plans for XRP as Santander brings OnePayFX to the US. Now, I had an entire video pertaining to the Santander portion of this, so I think I'm going to go ahead and breeze past that for this video, but this other part's new. The Ripple Effect. Mercury FX reveals new plans for XRP. And I have to tell you, if you are an XRP investor, if you're a speculator of XRP and you happen to share my investment thesis, and mind you, I do not offer financial advice, no financial background, just a member, everyday member of the XRP community here. If you happen to share my idea, which is that utility matters and will win the day, you're going to want to listen up here because we're talking about meaningful adoption of XRP. And I'll get into the specifics here in just a moment. I've also got a story that I just want to share this perspective with you. I just found it interesting. I'll share this at the end of this video from Daily Hodl. Former Goldman Sachs partner and blockchain exec calls Bitcoin 100% investable in Bloomberg interview. But before we go any further here, if you would please delicately tap that like button. And if you're a fan of Ripple and XRP, go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel. It will help you to live a happier, more fulfilled life. And that is a promise. So this article cited, it came from a new Ripple Insights piece, which I now have pulled up on my screen, titled, International Payment Specialist Mercury FX uses Ripple to access inaccessible markets. So I do want to share part of this before jumping into the actual article. Mercury FX is an international payment specialist with offices in London, Hong Kong, and South Africa. The company joined RippleNet to speed up transfers, lower costs, and open up new markets that were previously too expensive to access. The company's original target audience was corporations and high-value individuals. However, the lengthy processing times and high fees for using existing cross-border settlement technology meant that only transferring large sums of money was profitable. To overcome these limitations, Mercury FX decided to investigate new approaches to global payments and a way to both improve services and market reach with RippleNet. Our sweet spot was high-value transactions, explained CEO Alastair Constance. But to really grow, we wanted to target anyone who needs cross-border payments. Disruptive technology like blockchain does not come along too often. And the truer words have never been spoken. SWIFT is still the standard, unfortunately. Now Ripple's in the work, the process of changing that, but SWIFT is still the standard, which has been around since 1973 and until very recently really hadn't changed at all, not in any meaningful way. But anyway, when we discovered that Ripple could help us settle payments 100 times faster and at a fraction of the cost, it was a game-changing moment. Well, yeah, no kidding. Now check out this specifically. Here's a real-world example of this specific corridor, and then I'm going to hop over to the article, but I want to cover this part first. Mercury FX trialed on-demand liquidity through RippleNet, using the digital asset XRP as the bridge between the Mexican peso and the US dollar by donating to an orphanage in Mexico. Previously, transferring funds to Mexico was an arduous process that involved buying pesos from a banking partner and then using the creaky correspondent banking network. A typical transfer from the UK to Mexico took up to 3 days and cost approximately 50 United States dollars. That's outrageous, a transfer, $50 for one freaking transfer. Mexico had never been economically viable for settling payments because the cost advantage was not there, Constance recalled. With RippleNet, we made that payment in seconds, and the price dropped from $50 to about $2. Did you hear that? With RippleNet, because of XRP specifically, and this is why I wanted to say, utility matters, and indeed will win the day. People will figure this out. Like, I know it's a messy, speculative world in terms of buying and selling crypto. I got it. It won't stay like that forever. Do you really think that crypto is going to be that volatile forever? No, it's just because humans are being humans and don't know what the hell's going on with it. So anyway, real-world utility here. The trial with the orphanage was so successful, we were soon facilitating payments for a UK business that imports Mexican food. Cool stuff, right? Now let me jump into the article here. Mercury FX, a global currency exchange provider with offices in London, Hong Kong, and Cape Town, says it plans to expand its use of Ripple's XRP-powered payment solution known as On-Demand Liquidity, ODL. At a recent conference held by Ripple, Mercury FX CEO Alastair Constance revealed the company's plans to bring on-demand liquidity to Africa. The company is also opening an office in Dubai to launch a corridor between the Philippines and the UAE, United Arab Emirates. Man, words are hard today. The Filipino market alone is worth US $2.5 billion a year. Sending money there typically costs about 8%. We can easily beat that rate thanks to Ripple, which means huge savings for our customers and a new profit center for us. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Like, I hope you can understand the significance of this as these words are rolling off my tongue here. This is real adoption, real world utility, and you are not finding this with any other digital asset, with any other cryptocurrency. Not Bitcoin, not Ethereum, not just pick your cryptocurrency. It is not happening, but it is here. And the world doesn't know it. By and large, okay, it's so we're very engrossed in this. I got it. We're very interested in this. And so we're very well informed, and to that degree, it might even make it feel like it's more, I don't know, a bigger thing than it actually is today. But I think this is going to be massive. I think it's going to be way bigger than it is today. I think that the market cap for this asset class is going to be in the trillions before this is all said and done. And I think XRP can be one of those winners. And of course, again, that's not financial advice. I don't have a financial background, and I want to be very transparent about that as new subscribers are always coming on board here. That's why there's a reason I say that in every video, and I'm sorry if that's annoying, but I have to keep doing it. It's because I don't want to be responsible for anybody buying or selling anything, period. I just want to share my opinions and just share information developing around Ripple and the XRP ecosystem at large. But I think this could be absolutely massive. And I don't feel like you need a PhD to figure this stuff out. I really don't think you need a crypto PhD, which is not a thing, to figure this all out. Just do some research, and if your investment thesis is like mine, it's like connect the dots, please. Right? That's kind of how I feel. All right, next here, this is a tweet from All the Way 08. He writes, I got a kick out of this. No BS. This is what my CoinMarketCap app looks like. It's obviously a glitch, but it made me smile. And so I looked at this, and I got to admit, and so here it is. Here's what he was talking about. I swear, I stared at this for over 2 minutes before I figured out what the problem was. I swear I wasn't looking in the right spot, and I should have been. In hindsight, oh my god, it's just glaringly obvious. I'm sure a bunch of you already found it. I know what you're thinking right now. That Moon Lambo would be very bad at finding Waldo. No, I'm excellent at finding Waldo. I just didn't find this mistake right here, which I will circle right now. Bitcoin has the XRP logo. Now, as much as it's true that this is a glitch, one day, this little logo right here, this XRP logo, it's going to be in this #1 spot, coming in hot, and it's not going to be a glitch. One day, all good things in time. But, maybe Bitcoin right down here. Maybe it'll be Ethereum here. Who knows what else? Who knows? But XRP right among the top there. I'm just guessing. I don't have a timeline for it. But unless things substantially change over time, if I'm right about utility mattering the most, because what I mean by that, I'm talking about real-world adoption, right? Because without utility, you don't have the real-world adoption. That's what I'm talking. If that happens, well, there you go, man. All right, former Goldman Sachs partner and blockchain exec calls Bitcoin 100% investable. Bloomberg interview. The Bitcoin funeral march is kicking up memes and honorable mentions of a fad gone bad, with critics calling Bitcoin's latest plunge below $8,000 the beginning of a death spiral to $1,000 and beyond. It's going to get so bad that it's going to be trading negative. Like, people will pay you to take Bitcoin. That's what's happening here, right? It's going to get that bad. It's going to keep going. As traders, investors, and critics alike eye technical analysis charts, zooming in and out on triangles and candles, macro analysts are trying to make sense of Bitcoin's role in a changing global economy. Beyond the price hype, Charles McGarrah, head of markets for blockchain, buys the Bitcoin narrative, calling it 100% investable. Joined by Bloomberg's Alastair Marsh and guests John Pfeffer, founder of Pfeffer Capital, and Travis Kling, founder of Ikigai Asset Management and the Future of Digital Assets briefing in London, McGarrah, a former partner at Goldman Sachs, breaks down key factors indicating Bitcoin's strength as an asset on a world stage populated by trade wars, geopolitical uncertainties, fears of recession, and central banks engaged in quantitative easing, aka money printing. I added that part. That is what it is. Quantitative easing is money printing by the government. Bitcoin is awesome because, this is a quote, Bitcoin is awesome because your property rights are an operational fact of possessing the private key rather than a jurisdictional artifact of recourse to a legal system that may or may not retrade you at some future date. From a policy perspective, my strong view is that what's going on in the world in most of the Western system is we're pivoting toward a war on inequality. The policymakers have been working for capital for too long, and this pendulum is going to swing back to working for labor. This thing's more like a political stance than anything else. And when you get things like redistribution, more progressive taxation, trade policy, beefing up of the welfare state, all of these things are ultimately create an inflection in inflation expectations long term, and inelastically supplied bearer assets that are incredibly liquid are just a very, very attractive allocation option in the world, particularly in the context of a place to put your capital. The market penetration is low, the adoption is low, and so the convexity in the asset as an allocator is very, very high because the market is not yet mature or allocated to. So sweep away, for the sake of this, any of that political stuff unless you really want to focus on that, because some of that is clearly politically focused, and that is not what this channel is about. I'm not getting into that because I always figure, and I've said it before, to take up political stances in any sort of meaningful way on this channel, which has nothing to do with politics, would be to well, that'd be extremely divisive, right? It's like, go away, half of my audience. It's like, because I'm probably going to agree with roughly half of you. At least in the United States, about half the country is on the left and about half the country is on the right. So there you go. I'm just saying. So that's not the purpose for this, of course. And I'm not really going to comment on that. But the other points that he made, I think that they're fair to bring up. Although I would like to state that as it pertains to the rights that come along with owning Bitcoin, as he's citing here, well, that's true of any decentralized cryptocurrency, and so I'm still skeptical. I'm glad that some people are on board in terms of Bitcoin, this or that. Just as a concept of that type of personal responsibility, I don't have a problem with that. But to think that Bitcoin's going to be the one winner because it was there first, which is what essentially most people think if they're into Bitcoin. I guess they got heavy bags. To me, that doesn't make sense, and it's going to go back to what I keep harping on again and again, which is utility, and I just don't see actual adoption of Bitcoin. It is not being used in the place of fiat currency. It simply isn't. It's too slow, it's too costly, uses too much energy, and frankly, fiat currencies the world over work pretty well. Not everywhere, literally, but by and large, it's just not a problem. So they're trying to solve a problem that's not a problem for most people. Good luck. Good luck with that. Still, I wanted to share another perspective here. But that's it for this video. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!